Hello. I'm still linking my stuff places. I'll be paying more attention very shortly. Babadoo. Really could use a proper, going live screen. Unfortunately, that's out of budget currently. Here we go. Boom. Alright. Should be good to go. How are you doing, Sephrim-Chaos? Sephrimatic Chaos. There we go. I can read, I promise. Oh my goodness. Right, I'm awake, kind of. How's everybody doing? Rift activity is medium. Just gonna go back into hiding. Alright. Let me check on my berries. 6 days, 6 days. 6 days. Pretty much 6 days across the board. What time is it? It's only 7:38 p.m. Alright, bunch of chores that need to be doing. Just to chill. Chill is good. Hello, Cyan Dog. How are you doing? Oh shit, my salt. I'll collect this and start more salt. But this is not something we're doing right now. We don't have time for this. I would say that not bad is pretty good. Pretty alright. I'm weirdly groggy. I slept for 13 hours. It's good to catch up on lost sleep, but it doesn't do anything after a certain point. Hello, Pocket. Bye. Alright. I'm gonna grab my salt, start more salt. Pretty much just killing time until I can get a good amount of sleep. That's totally fair. I usually sleep only about 3 to 5 hours. Alright. Both of these have shit in them. Obviously not shit, but you get what I'm saying. Alright. Move my bucket. Alright. Corks. Free bucket. Yes, pretty much all I'm doing, which is maybe not selling this stream very well, is that pretty shortly here we're going to be juicing a bunch of berries. Thank you for checking in, Vikar. We're going to be juicing a bunch of berries, making syrup, possibly wine, probably not, just juice. And then we're going to be taking those dehydrated berries that we get from the smush process and making bread. Just so much bread. Right, now's a decent time to sleep. Honk Mimi, am I right? How are you doing, Vikar? Come on. Alright. So making normal fruit bread. We will not be using eggs in this process, but how are my chickens doing? Oh, they're being chickens. Alright. Ow! There's a both-on here somewhere. Run for it. Do-do-do-do-do. Alright. Indeed, syrup. I need more inventory space. There we go. I could just put the salt in there. No, because those are dry crystals. Alright. I guess we get to, No, I need to start my salt. And then we squeeze the juice. Wheezing the juice. So I reached out to my buddy Merple, who has hosted all of my silly server ideas in the past. It's not responded yet, probably asleep. Indeed. Whoops. One can never have enough necrotic flux. Do. I was going to call the, channel currency something else, but apparently you gotta set up a bot to have that. And admittedly, I'm not even a large enough streamer to have anything people would want to use that for. Just some other alternative, like, reward currency. I suppose if I do start hosting giveaways in the future, we could just use channel points for that. Vintage Story is more expensive than it once was. Or I just spent more than I thought I did. For the family pack. And what'd you make the juice out of? Now, like, actual fresh fruit juice does not taste as good as what comes from the store usually. That's because they add a bunch of sugar. Apple juice in particular, like fresh squeezed apple juice, is extremely strange. They do a bunch of stuff to apple juice to make it the way it is. With some exceptions, of course. I don't mean to slander all apple juice. If you buy apple juice and it's like really cloudy, it's probably more real apple juice. Unless they're adding like dust to it. I don't know why they would do that. Hello, Hex. Orange juice is good. I used to drink entire liters of orange juice at a time, but there's so much sugar in there that you should not be doing that. I shouldn't have been doing it. Alright. New do. I don't need my staff. Realistically, I don't need my knife either. Not for what we're doing. I do need another barrel. So let's go put these back real fast. Go ahead and craft a barrel. Might craft 2 or 3 barrels. Hello, are there still monsters out here? No. Other than Puppy Dog, who is our monster, it looks like all the monsters have decided to leave. Which is good. Why did I come out here? Oh yes, barrels. Yeah. Well, it's kind of hard to go wrong with orange juice. Honestly, I prefer my orange juice with pulp. But like, most of what an orange is just like fibers holding the juice together. So even when you're eating an orange, you're just mostly doing it for the pulp. I mean the juice, which is in the pulp. Pulp juice. Hopefully, as I stream, I wake up more. My brain is a tiny bit behind at the moment. What is Twitch trying to advertise to you? As a rule of thumb, all ads are bad ads. I will not explain why I moved my oven up one. Alright, here we go. Make some space for my new and improved barrels. They are not new and improved, it is the old recipe. How do I get up there? Whip, come on. Book placed. Life is not easy when you're short. Here we go. Alright, more room for our barrels. Vicar, welcome to the Twitch side. I mean the YouTube side, you're already on Twitch. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of advertisements as a whole. 41 days, 65 days. We can use blueberries in our stuff. Alright. It's barrel time. It's hope time. It's healing time. It's barrel time. Now, the observant among you might realize we don't need this many barrels. But it's not true. I gotta break those to open them. My goodness. It's almost like I'm shit at organizing. Let's go and put the mushroom stuff in the mushroom room. Although there is not mushroom in there. Ha 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 ha. If you've heard me make that same joke 4 times, no you haven't. Let's go and just cut these into pieces for easier ground storage. It's not true, I can store the exact amount of space. Hello, Gustav. Oh, that's what I'm trying to do. Bum-ba-dome. Alright, there we go. I was kind of hoping that would break my knife, but it's whatever. I can come back for it. I should really be growing more mushrooms, instead of just keeping the spores on the ground in here. But that can wait. Alright. Knife. I can't lean it against the wall anywhere. It's almost like my cellar is a huge fucking mess. There we go. Smack you here. Put down... Whoops. More of my barrels. I said more of my barrels. I made 7 barrels, right? No, I had to have only made 6. Gonna smack that there. Alright. Now we juice. I promise, this whole process is more fun than it sounds. Oh shit, there's already some junk in here. Going to have to squeeze this all the way just to get it back out. I could have had that dry rice mash in my pockets this entire time, turning into rot. I don't need this much rot, but you never know when you need to make just a shit ton of compost for some reason. I wish the music wouldn't stop playing. Or the music would stop playing. There we go. Oh my goodness. I might be dying. Would be a fitting end, just randomly dying on stream. Goodbye, everybody. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to get that shit out of there. Fine, fine. Just going to have to drop it on the ground, I suppose. Vicar. Don't let me forget that I need to make more storage somewhere. Alright. Put it on the to-do list. It is odd that Twitch is advertising its own shit. And surely it doesn't make any money from doing that. Sorry about that. Right, I survived. Let's go see if I can't put a bunch of my shit outside. What a beautiful data litter. Bum ba da bum boom bum. Oh, my metal scraps are still down there. I need those for making shiver food. Right. Scraps obtained. You squeezed? Oh yeah, you squeezed. It would be beneficial to have more than one fruit press. But considering I'm one person, cannot fully capitalize on that. It would just be a tiny bit less moving buckets around. Do-do-do. Do I have a fan running in the background? I do have a fan on. It's not on very high, though. Hopefully my computer's not making a lot of noise. Especially if it's making a lot of noise that I'm just not noticing. My toilet is like partially broken, which is wild. I work in a hardware store. Surely I could easily just get the parts to fix it. Why haven't I done that yet? Just slowly drains and then refills. For all I know, something back there is just loose, and I have not found out what yet. Boom. Alright. And 10 more is all we're really going to have room for. Smack that there. Yeah. Well, I might just be turning this all into syrup and don't get as much juice as I thought. Maybe we'll turn the white currant into wine. It'll be like a white wine, except that's not how that works. Yeah, it's white wine. It's made of white currant juice. I do still have this black currant wine. And some more white currant wine I could just add to. Although the hope is to eventually start distilling alcohol. I just need a condenser and a boiler. It requires quite a bit of copper. Just so much copper. Alright. I'm going to get this started. And we'll heat it up with the firewood. And then we'll throw in some of my peat. Let's go. Static white noise. It is possible that's my fan. Ow. Why is fire hot? Who decided this? But yeah. I hope y'all like slow, methodical cooking, because that's what we're doing. Can I keep my scraps on the ground? Hell yeah. I shouldn't be wandering off. I'm going to check out my pumpkins. My pumpkins are dead. All of them. Hopefully this one at least has a chance to mature. Alright, pumpkins checked on. Not growing a lot of stuff in here anymore. And what I am growing, that guy is not done. Alright, let's head back. Focus on my syrup. Yeah, I'm hoping that growing pumpkin is at least able to mature. Logically, it wouldn't be able to with the rest of the plant dead. But I can hope. Right, throw those in there. I should just take the 2. We don't talk about how much firewood that would take. Because it takes a lot of firewood. Give me these. I still have quite a bit of black currant. Gonna start working the white currant though. We're on that white currant grind. Alright. Thanks for stopping by, Cyan. Now, the pumpkins do not live forever. There is a mod that actually does make pumpkin growing more interesting. I've not checked it out. Oh, shoot. I gotta get the mash out first. Whoops. Alright. I might not actually have to, fully undo the screw. It could be that I've just been using the fruit press wrong this entire time. How you doing? Come on. Syrup. 1 second again. It's not impossible that the issue is also my microphone itself. It's not a bad microphone, but it's not a good one. And I've had it for like, I don't know, 11 years now. Actually, you know what? I think I have actually had this for 11 years. I was just saying a number, but that could be pretty close to accurate. So if I accidentally start that, yeah, I can quickly release it. Whoops, surely somebody's told me about that. And I just wasn't paying attention. More white currant. I'm going to have a partial amount. In fact, I need at least 16 to do this. Where'd my white current go? What is that? 11? Alright. Hello, Vicar! You know, we do need a diversity of emotes. Because we've got Vicar Greet, which is obviously a greeting. Oh, and then my emote, even though it's locked behind a paywall, is called Tervetuloa, which is also a greeting. Yank. No one's allowed to leave. They can only be greeted ad infinitum. Alright, we're going to have so much white currant wine. You can actually use wine in cooking. How the hell are you not done yet? Come on, rapidamente. It does take a while. It's like I'm complaining, but how long it takes has nothing to do with what I've got going on. And because I've got these overpowered heat sources, it's not going bad either. But it's not taking nearly as many. It will go bad. I don't know what I'm talking about. Story 41, Tervetuloa. I'm not entirely sure where the 41 comes from. Are there 41, or rather 40 channels before me that have story? Not even just story, it's story T as the first several letters of their username. Alright. Look at all this fucking bread. Look at all this fucking bread. Look at all these dehydrating berries, which will be used to make bread. Let's see, still got 32 and a good bit. So yeah, let's go and make more blackcurrant juice. Won't make a lot of it, but what we are making will be made into wine. Oh! Thank you for those $40. It's probably the most I've ever made. Thank you, Gustav Korriga. There's no way I read that correctly. Right? Could you imagine how lucky I would be to be storied 42? The answers to life, something in the universe. I've actually, unfortunately, never read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's a good book, but like a lot of people, I've only seen the movie. Yay for bread. Oh, you're saying I did read it correctly. I might be a little bit tired and stupid. I think that with your super chat, I now actually have enough for YouTube to pay me, which is good. I've been very slowly making money from YouTube, but it's like, oh, sorry, buddy, we can't pay you until you've got $100 in here. And I'm like, yeah, alright. So I'll get my first paycheck in like 4 years. Sweet. Although I don't actually need the money. So I appreciate the $40. No, but I cannot encourage that anybody else do so. Ooh. So I'm pickling potatoes and I'm making mountain beer. Which is presumably different from Mountain Dew. Boom, boom. Nope, that is empty. Oh, I know I am confused as to what the hell I'm trying to do. It's because I left these in here. Somewhere. There we go. Let's get this. I do definitely appreciate the donation, though. That's probably going to go towards making more emoji. Technically, my channel membership only has one emoji in it currently. So I gotta fix that. I did remove level 2. Because when I submitted channel memberships, level 1 was like a $1.99 with basically all of the reasonable perks. And then level 2 was $400.99. Well, $499.99. With no additional perks. Worth checking out all the adaptations. I'll definitely look into it. What's his name? Douglas Adams? Very good writer. I just wish I could read. I probably should get back into reading for fun. I've been writing poetry since I was 8 years old. But I've not actually written anything since 2021. I think the problem is, I don't read for fun anymore. And there's not even a particular reason I stopped reading for fun, I just kind of did. Alright, we're going to need another one of these. But yep, so the plan is to take all of these dehydrated berries and then mix up a bunch of really good fruit bread, which is no longer possible. I'm not even saying it's a bad nerf, but Leitman, the developer of Expanded Foods, did nerf fruit bread and muffins, so you can only have 2 fruit per. I'm going to have to take inventory of how much. That's a lot of shit. Thank you for checking in, JJ. I'm struggling. My brain is probably still in my room or something. You ever, like, fall asleep and then you wake up, like, 13 hours later and you do not know what year it is, where your glasses are? What happened to your phone charger? I did find my phone charger. What I don't know is how it ended up on the other side of the room. Might as well go ahead and seal these. And get those turning into alcohol. It's a good thing I've got all these barrels, though, because I'm going to have to make some corn oil as well. Are you not done yet? My goodness. And probably while we wait on that, get started on all of the dough. What dough are we feeling? We can use spelt, sunflower, not peanuts, that's not dough, rice, or flax. Flax is the worst choice. No, but this is going to have a shit ton of other stuff in it, though. Well, it's going to have fruit. That's about it. You feeling rice? Alright. We got a stack and more than a half of blueberry. And we've got a tiny bit less than a stack of white currant. Well, actually, there's more white currant in here. So we've got a tiny bit more than a stack at the end of the day. Huh, is this really all I've got for black currant? No. No, I've got more. Alright, so we can make a stack of admittedly overpowered fruit bread. Let's go and start grinding the rice. We can do this. I'm sure it's pretty obvious, Vicar, but I used the Vicar Greet as a sort of point of reference for what I wanted the Satu emoji to look like. Problem is with my Avali is that their color palette is so dark that they're going to look a little bit silly in most art. I was never living in the dirt hut. I've been in the basement the entire time. The dirt hut has just got these 2 beds and these 3 skeletons. For a while, my kitchen stuff was up there, but I moved it down here for convenience. But I didn't even do that until after I'd expanded the basement to be a much more welcoming living space. What I tend to do is I tend to build a house above ground, and then I tend to build a cellar, and then just keep expanding that. I'm not the strongest of builders. And if you want to build another room, what you have to do is you have to expand the building. But if you want to build another room in a cellar, you just gotta dig it out. There's no need to make anything above ground look nice if it's all underground. Also, if you live in the polar regions, as I like to do, it is actually quite a bit better to live underground. It's warmer down there, and depending on your settings, you can actually farm underground. I'd have to dig quite a bit lower than this. But we're probably even going to plant all of my oranges, lychee, and pomegranate down there. Because why not? Why shouldn't we have a large underground fruit orchard? Come on, hurry up. Hurry up! Dwarf Fortress. Well, this is just kind of how I play the game. It made a lot more sense when I was playing as a kobold. Are you done? Yes, it's done. Sweet. Right, which one of these is my blackcurrant syrup? That one there. 22.6 liters does not sound like a whole lot. Whoa there. But with this, we can make 226 syrup-covered muffins. I could also start using it for making candy, gelatin, and fruit bars and stuff. I believe fruit bars are still really damn good. Although, Leitman's yet to come out with the sweeping nerfs. I trust him to make the nerfs reasonable. But it's still kind of sad seeing something that you like so much have its legs cut off. Although, stuff like breadcrumbs being better than the bread that you used to make it, effectively more than quadrupling the satiety. Like, it's hilarious, but definitely a problem. I pointed out how silly it was. 22 liters of syrup doesn't sound like a lot to you. I mean, considering if I were to drink that out of a bowl, I would drink the entire liter at once. Well, that's only 21 and a bit more than a half. Or 22 and a bit more than a half servings. And people like to joke that after one thing of wine, your serif is already drunk, but it's like, oh no, that was a liter of wine. Your serif can definitely hold their alcohol. I probably won't make aquavita. Aquavite, however you want to pronounce it. But if I did, that stuff gets your character drunk fast. You're effectively making rubbing alcohol, and they're like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll drink that. Its real use is making sterilized bandages and stuff. But, sometimes you just want to party. I don't know if you can use aquavite in cooking. I've never tried. I tend to make wine and brandy, and then I call that good. Because, like, brandy won't go bad. In fact, it gets better as it ages in a cellar. Wine does get better as it ages in a cellar, but it does also go bad extremely slowly. So, like, if all you're doing it for is the satiety, it is definitely more worth it to just make wine. But if you need it to last forever, you turn it into brandy. Boom. Come on, pick it up. Excellent. Da 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 da. Put all those in there. Right, stack of this. Stack of that. I don't think I can stack these because they're not dried yet. Fresh for 2 days, 18% dried. Alright, so because of silly things that I'm doing, we're going to have to manually dry these. But that's fine. Put that back. Everything else is good. It sounds like it's probably nighttime up there. Bum, 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 bum. It's probably more than I need. Rift activity is high, which is weird. Because I'm being less bothered by monsters than I was when Rift activity was low. Stack these up. Hell yeah. You know, it's kind of weird. That stupid Terraria fishing only challenge that I was doing. I had my highest concurrent viewer count in a really long time. I don't know what was going on. Like, there were 41 people watching me be stupid at the point that I stopped streaming. Although I guess I was getting really annoyed with dying repeatedly and not being able to get what I want from fishing. And people tend to really like Misery for some reason. I've never been to Misery. I'm sure it's a lovely state. Come on. Gotta make the fuck out of this bread. I would like to play Dwarf Fortress, but I feel like I wouldn't know what the hell's going on. Also, for some reason, finding an ancient book of necromancy, and then leaving it with a civilization, is apparently not a good idea. I could probably be trusted with an ancient book of necromancy. Oven is full. Oh damn, I can't drive them this way. Can I wet these? Alright, we're going to have to make slightly worse bread than I thought. Only because I didn't plan ahead. Let's fucking go. Can I open this? Why can't I open this? There we go. Smite you there, move this over. Don't break that. Boom, move you over. Boom, ba-dum-ba-ba-dum-bum. Hello, Mew! I would argue that losing can definitely be fun within reason. I'm doing alright. I'm still slightly groggy, but when you sleep for 13 hours, that's going to happen. How are you doing? Boom. Whoops. I'm just making a bunch of bread right now. Because I said I would. Although admittedly, this is only a tiny bit more OP. Well, than I would be able to make without. Or like with the nerf. My brain is not working. Iron for the first time? Hell yeah. Iron can be a pain in the ass to find, but there's a really good chance that if you found any of it, you've found enough that you are not going to need iron like ever again. Like, iron likes to spawn in such large discs that you're pretty much set for life. If you're a nerd or just really like better tools, you can even upgrade to steel. I'm not a nerd, but I am definitely stupid, so I tend not to upgrade to steel. Just sounds like a lot of work. Oh shit, of course that's not going to work. I didn't put the other ingredients in there. Alright, there we go. Makes it up. Now, I've still not heard back from Marple about hosting the Aunt Satu Community Discord server, Vintage Story server. But it has a couple months to get back to me. I'm waiting for 1.22, and then we're going to have to compile, like, a mod list. And see what everybody wants. And then, of course, we're going to have to wait for those mods to update. But I am excited to play Vintage Story with pretty much all of y'all. Was under your base the entire time? That is a good amount of luck. I've already checked, and there is not basalt under my base. Would have been cool if there was. But I really need that basalt. Alright. How long are you fresh for? Why is it fresh for 2 days? But if I stick it in here, I can't even see how long that's fresh for. Fresh for 8 days. Alright, I'll just mix all the dough, and then we'll get to it. I will use the white currants I've already got. They're just not going to stack, unfortunately. But that's totally fine. Now, my ass should be playing on a server. Because if you look at the things I like doing, I just like to farm and make food. I also like taking care of livestock. But I don't like mining. And I am shit at building. But I'll be more than willing to, like, keep the miners alive. It's like, hey, miners, you do a good job out there. Have this breakfast burrito. And the breakfast burrito will get the miners going. Yeah. A mutual friend of mine and, Vicaris used to host a server for me. Unfortunately, everybody just kind of stopped playing at the same time, roughly. For a while, it was just me and the builder. I did not get along with the builder, but the builder kept asking me to go do shit. And it's like, I'm literally the only one of us actually doing something at this exact moment. You go do it. Where's that white current out I had? No, really, where did it go? Is it on me? No. No, it's not. Oh, here we go. This is not going to stack with the other stuff. Oh, I also had less than I thought I did. Oh, they shouldn't let me do math. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Thankfully, I will be able to cover this all in syrup. It's just that this several won't stack with the other several. But yeah. Well, the first two people to dip did so for college, and like that's a good reason to play fewer video games. But we ended up with like both of the people who liked to mine disappearing at the same time. But you know, it's not very good for the civilization. Come on, fruit bread. Okay. Let's see, how much do I have left? 8? That'll do it. None of this will stack, by the way. Hello, Never Destroyer of Worlds. TFC. Oh, Terra Firma Craft. So you think you know what's going on? Well, what I'm doing right now is actually not even a part of vanilla. I'm currently just making some bomb-ass bread. Now, Terra Firma Craft was fun, but I never had the patience for it. Which makes the fact that I like vintage stories so much weird. I don't know, vintage story just has like so much more going on. A lot of stuff is challenging, but it always feels worth it. Of course, there's some stuff that I should be, but am not doing. Such as mining and building a house. Yeah. How long are these all fresh for? 10 days. I think that still says 10 days. 2 days, 2 days. Alright, I've got plenty of time. And because I was stupid and heated the oven earlier, I just gotta reheat it and then we're good to go. Put that back. Stop. What am I doing? Smack that in there. Let's go. Right? I'm not running out of stuff to do, and there's a bunch of stuff I'm just not doing. I've done a tiny bit of prospecting around the island. I also need to come back and loot this tower because it's got like 6 more skeletons in it. And I only have like, what, 11 skeletons around my base? I need more. More! Shaped pug. I do like how popular Vintage Story's been getting lately. I've been playing off and on since 2022. No, 23. I remember I got this game shortly after being fired. Which was not a good decision on my part. Not the whole getting fired thing. Everybody agrees that was bullshit. But buying a game while unemployed is never smart. I was employed really quickly, but that's not the point. Oh, yeah, Vintage Story is a treat. I've got a community Discord server, which is not very good right now. It's small, but it's also not finished, so I should work on that. And when 1.22 comes out, everyone is pretty sure you're going to have to recreate your worlds. For some reason. I don't know where that came from, but I've heard it several times. So I'm waiting for that before I host, like, a Vintage Story server. Come on, bread. Also, don't worry about that shiver you can hear outside. That one's mine. Yes, I have bronze. I just need iron. I mean, I'm not using metal for anything I'm currently doing. That's copper. You shouldn't make cooking pots entirely out of copper, because I guess copper likes to absorb toxins from the metals around it. That's neither here nor there. I'm looking for iron, because if I can get iron, I don't have to worry about being stuck in the Bronze Age for too long. If you're able to find iron, you pretty much just have to make that anvil and pick, and then you're good to go into iron. Minus the dinos. There is a mod, Fauna of the Stone Age or something. That might be something else. But there are mods that do add dinosaurs to this game. You can set it up. There's a game mode called Homo Sapiens, which doesn't have ruins, lore content, any of that stuff. And that would be a pretty good game mode to play with dinosaurs. I don't see why you couldn't just add dinosaurs to the existing game mode, except for the fact that the Steam engine canonically exists. We just can't use it. It's not for us. That's post-apocalypse, or pre-apocalypse shit. You can find fire clay. I haven't, though. And fire clay can be found in bauxite deserts, which is what this is. I should really look around for fire clay. But now, if you look at my map, this is a farm. This is a farm. This is a bee house. I've got bees. And then over here I've got chickens and cows. So my idea of fun in this game is really just growing, harvesting, and then making food. Which is a lot of fun. It's also really important. But my ass does not even have a house yet. Yeah, being able to make fire clay is really good, considering how hard it is to find out and about. Yeah. Well, the way I describe my playstyle is it's cottagecore minus the cottage, because my lazy ass has not made one yet. I've got mods that make cooking and farming more interesting. There's actually a mod that makes farming more rewarding, but much harder. And it's like, that sounds fun, but I would have to, like, start with it. I've already got a bunch of rice, and I would not want to have to domesticate that rice, so it's effectively shit at the beginning, but really good later. Yeah. It is expensive. Do you have cages? There is a mod called Animal Cages, which I do have. That's how I got my cows over here. Chickens you can move pretty easily without cages. But I'm nothing if not lazy, so my ass did use cages. That's not gonna go bad if I keep it on me. Fire dough, more dough. More dough. Yeah, you do need a quern if you're going to make fire clay that way. So it is locked behind a willingness to make a charcoal pit, as well as the Copper Age. Either I'm misremembering, or you used to not need a hammer and chisel to make a quern. But even needing the hammer and chisel does not slow me down that much. I am so neurodivergently focused on cooking that getting a quern doesn't take me that long. That, and it's really a good idea to speed run getting a saw anyway, so that you can actually make wooden planks and like crates or chests and shit. Well, also crates. A lot of stuff in this game is hard, but I don't really feel like any of it is wasting time. Well, yeah, you also need stone, but by the time you've got a hammer and chisel, you can also get stone. I'm like 40% sure that it used to just need stone and 2 sticks. I think they nerfed it at some point. Or not nerfed. Well, yeah, they nerfed it, making it harder to get. Unless you've always needed a hammer and chisel. I've not, no. If you look at my map, that's what these are. Whoops. Very poor magnetite, which is iron. So it's around, I just haven't found it. And then very poor sphalerite. This one's got decent sphalerite. Decent bismuth. So I've got everything I need in the area to make bismuth bronze. But I won't, because it's ugly as shit. I don't know if it's vanilla or modded, but by using 8 ingots worth, like 4 plates, of a metal, you can make a block out of it for use in chiseling. And bismuth, if you just use small amounts of it, look really good. Hello, Bob. Oh yeah. Prospecting seems pretty daunting at first, but as soon as you know what you're doing, it's pretty easy. My issue is that I never remember to have my prospecting pick on me. Do. Yeah. I do have an issue where when I'm looking for tin, there always almost always seems to be copper. Not copper. That would be useful. There always seems to be iron between me and the tin. And if I'm looking for tin, I cannot mine iron yet. Yes. Unfortunately, Bob, the Satu emoji is paywalled. Need a tier 1 subscription to use it. I gotta make my money somehow. Holla holla, get a dollar. I work full time, I don't... It's fun to make money doing your hobbies, but I do not think that I can ever, even if I do this like every day for a million years, actually pay my rent. I'm streaming like a dork. I'm going to have to reheat the oven. Those should cook though. Well, let's go ahead and grab the wood. That's more than I wanted. Part baked. Going to take these out. I will bake them the rest of the way after I've reheated. What's fun is that using QP Chisel mod, I could make a functional toaster oven, but it would have to be preheated with fire. I mean, like firewood. Oh yeah, what Vintage Story does, it does really well. As much as I want to like Minecraft with mods like Farmer's Delight, there is no reason to have a varied diet. And since there aren't growing seasons and stuff, you don't have to actually take care of like crop nutrients when you plant. Post-dino plants. Should not mix. What, you don't want to have like prehistoric life forms and then just have like a modern orange tree? I'm sure there were oranges in the Stone Age. I don't know if that's true. Honestly, I don't think that the oranges as we have them in the game existed until humans meddled with them. You ever see corn before it was domesticated? It was basically just like a grass. Boom. Come on. Come on. Currently, Bob, I'm just making a shit ton of bread. As one does. Right. Fruit bread done. Brew. Alright, so this will stack better, which means we should be good to go. Yeah. It is weirdly easy to find ores that you'd think would be harder to find. Like, I've found platinum and titanium around. I can't do anything with those, so I ignore them. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum. Now, somebody on the server that I used to play on did make titanium usable. Thanatos. Which I'm pretty sure is the Greek god of the dead. Like, peaceful. No, he wasn't a god, he was a spirit. But he was like, Thanatos was the spirit of peaceful death. And then his sister Karen was the spirit of, like, slaughter. Important things to know. Elemnite for refractory clay. I mean, refractory bricks are good. Do I need refractory bricks for my beehive kiln? Beehive kiln? Dang it, I am going to have to make refractory bricks. Tier 1. Quartz, bauxite, fire clay. Oh, for tier 1, I don't need that. Anything that special. I'm probably going to use my beehive kiln a lot as soon as I do have one, since I plan on making a bunch of black ceramics. Yes. In fact, there's bauxite in the biome I live in. I hate how it looks. I'm not a fan of warm colors. My copper cooking pot is on thin fucking ice. Look at it. Yeah, if I just climb up here. Yeah, look, there's bauxite. There's also Shiver. There's Puppy Dog. And Puppy Dog is friendly. Come here, Puppy Dog. Pet, pet. I've got a separate mod that lets Shivers climb on walls and ceilings like they're spiders. It's a good addition. That's something Shivers should be allowed to do in vanilla. Come on. What I really want is a pet like Bell Shiver or Split Head Shiver. Ba 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 ba. Bellhead. I guess that I cannot look at Bellhead Shivers in the handbook. What a ripoff. Now, one of these streams, I'm going to have to get wind power set up. I've got a tiny bit of flax. If I come out here, I've just got my piles of flax twine. I wonder why it stacks to exactly 17. Oop. Oh yeah, so I'm able to squeeze through 1-block gaps because I'm a small space bird. That is also a mod. It's not a vanilla feature. What if we just added a volley to vanilla vintage story? Space birds. I should, as an Avali, at least be able to make like a Gauss rifle. I don't know where the lore came from, but apparently Avali are obsessed with electromagnets. So being able to make a Gauss rifle would actually be in the better interest of Avali. Boom. You ever play with a Gauss rifle in Fallout New Vegas? Those things are absurd. Basically just shooting metal into other metal, so it launches outwards, like a very deadly Newton's cradle. Do birds IRL love magnets? I used to train parrots, but I've actually never had a pet bird of my own. If my housemate wouldn't kill me or it, I would like to have like a pet Grammostola pulchara, or whatever. The Brazilian black tarantula. They're often called black lab tarantulas because they are baby. Also, they're super docile. And baby. Birds are smart, but they're also really stupid. I don't know if I would trust mine to play with magnets. I used to train parrots for my grandmother, and then I trained cockatiels, which are parrots, sort of, for a neighbor. Although you can't just have somebody train the bird without socializing it more. My grandmother would get pissed off that her parrot did not bite me, but would bite her, and it's like, yeah, I spend all the time with it. You have me training the bird, like potty train, step up, all that kind of stuff, but you do not actually interact with the poor thing. Of course it's not going to like you. I would imagine Avali know how magnets work. I do not know if a cockatiel could figure it out. I have yet to see a Paralette build a working spaceship. To be fair, I've not seen an Avali do that either, but Avali do have space-age tech. Unless they're stealing it, I don't know where they're getting it from. Although my favorite ship in Starbound is actually the Florin ship. Speaking of moonshine, how's my beer doing? I'll actually have beer pretty soon. I should go around collecting copper so I can make a distillery. Turn the beer into Underhill whiskey. I also have to get around to growing bearded teeth, which I think is the pluralization of bearded tooth mushrooms. And so using the almond mushrooms, I can make mountain beer, and using the bearded teeth, I can make forest ale. Not vanilla, these are also modded things. But it's a fun mod. Interestingly, the mod that lets me make alcohol out of the mushrooms, and the mod that lets me grow mushrooms are different mods, but they are by the same person. Yes, let me see here. Forest ale, which I can make using the bearded teeth, can be turned into whiskey mosscap. And then what I have is called... Is it not called mountain beer? Let me see here. Almond mushrooms. Oh, it's called mushroom beer. I don't know where I keep getting mountain from. But that can be turned into Underhill whiskey. I guess just because it's called Underhill, I'm like, oh, well, surely it's called mountain beer. Mushroom beer, mushroom beer. Come on. Nah, there are other mushrooms that I could be making forest ale out of, but I've not found those mushrooms. Whack. As soon as this is done, we get to start the fun process of applying the syrup. And then I guess I could also make a bunch of candy, especially if I plan on exploring again. One can never have enough candy. I've not messed with the firearms mod, no. I do have Rustbound magic. So technically, my bird is a mage. I can do useful stuff like summon shovels. Which is probably why I'm not doing as much mining. Who needs to mine when you can just conjure shovels and pickaxes out of thin air? Although if you watch all of my shit, I'm mostly use the shovels and stuff for combat. Because it's funny. Alright. Start mixing my stuff. And combat shovels. Surely it's a bug. The combat shovel is kind of broken. Because it does as much damage as like an axe or a pickaxe, but because it does not have a swing animation, you can basically spam the shovel, dealing a lot of damage really fast. Like, there's no way that's how that's supposed to be used. No, there's no way that's how that's supposed to work. Are shovels secretly the best weapon in Vintage Story? The answer is yes. Yes, they are. If I had iron, I probably would have already made a Blackguard short sword. Although what I really gotta do is figure out how to make arrows. Well, I know how to make arrows. I need to figure out where I'm going to get feathers and shit. I'm raising chickens, but those are babies. I do have feathers somewhere, or at least I thought I did. Knowing me, I probably put them on the ground somewhere. But I've gotten feathers from farming, like, vessels while exploring. Who knows where those are? I don't. Somebody's got to keep track of what I'm doing with all of my shit. Unfortunately, it seems like I have to be that person, and I'm not doing it. Like, if you look at the state of my inventory, you can tell that organization is not my strong suit. I've got a wrench, 3 candles, a bunch of silver and gold nuggets, some rib cages, various bones. You know, the works. These debarked oak logs are really just getting in my way. I made them because I needed oak bark to make corks. And now I just got all these oak logs I don't know what the hell to do with. I guess I can use them for firewood. I don't think they can be broken down into firewood, though. I would like to make black bronze. Black bronze is my favorite of the bronze. I already have tin bronze, though. And so what I'd need to do is save up enough silver to make, like, a little sheet for my lantern. And put a silver plate in there. Let's go put this back. Put this back. And boom. Let's see here. It's only fresh for 18 days, but it'll be fresh for longer in the storage. 160 grain satiety, plus another 170. I'm not doing that math. But it's more than 300 grain, and then 480 fruit. Smack that in there. One of these days I'm going to learn how to do basic math. Probably. They're always like, Satu, you need to learn basic addition. And I'm like, I'm an English major. But as well as being an English major, my actual interest is linguistics, which is an anthropology thing, so basically I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Some days I do consider dropping everything and becoming a mycologist, though. I must study the mycelium. What secrets do the mushrooms hold? And will they share them with me? The answer is probably no. Oh, hey. I'm getting a random bout of tinnitus. It must be the mushrooms sharing their secrets. And the tinnitus is gone. I think it's called something else when it's just random short bursts. Still annoying, though. Right? I'm a big fan of mushrooms, spiders, bats. I forgot what the actual term for somebody who studies spiders is, though. Am I coating all the bread in sugar? It actually does make it last longer in storage. One second, I gotta clear my throat. Now, coating it in sugar adds to the satiety, and it also does make it last longer in storage. Sugar has been used to preserve things in the past. It will protect food from stuff like rot. It will not protect food from stuff like bugs. But I don't have to worry about bugs. If you're interested in mushroom farming, I do recommend the Substrate mod. I can't grow mold currently. I do think it would be cool if I could get a group of people who know what the hell they're doing together. And make a mod that allows us to cultivate slime mold and stuff. You meant in real life? That is fair. Although mushrooms are really easy to grow in real life. They'll even do it where you don't want them to. There's a reason landlords usually will not let you grow your own oyster mushrooms, and that's because they're going to grow basically everywhere. There is nothing you can do to stop it. Embrace the mushroom. For how hard salt is to get in Vintage Story, well, there's an easier way to get salt, added by expanded foods. But salt actually doesn't preserve your food for too much longer, unless you're pickling it, and that's more than a little bit of salt. Yeah, it's gonna put this back. And boom. Move you down. I've only got to do something with some of this stuff. I've only got 1.1 years to eat that. Too little salt. Well, you don't want to, like, pickle everything. Although you might. You might want to pickle everything. Pickled food is delicious. Boom. I do wish you could pickle meat. You can cure it. But that's not the same. I'm currently working on pickled potatoes. That'll be ready in about a day. Boom, what time is it? It's only 5:30 p.m. But it's getting pretty dark. It's 12 degrees Celsius. Trying to find out how cold it gets in this area in the peak of winter. I already know that it's too cold to grow my pomegranates and stuff above ground. But I can grow my pomegranates and stuff underground, that's fine. Cultivating some mushroom cultivation is pretty fun. What I need to do is find some death caps and funeral bells in the game. An entirely different mod allows you to make medicine using the poison mushrooms. Yeah, you can make a greenhouse. Depending on where you're living, though, the greenhouse is not going to do a whole lot in the peak of winter. Considering it's winter right now, where I'm at, and it's not that cold, I could benefit from a greenhouse. But greenhouses will really just get you, like, one extra harvest in the beginning of spring and at the end of harvest season. Depending on what you're growing. What is rift activity? Why is it high? Why is there always rift activity when I just want to run around? Like, look at this beautiful valley. I shall call it Stardew Valley. I think the bonus is actually just +5. There is a mod that increases it, though, to, I think, +10. Ooh, potatoes. They're not yet ready to go. It's almost late enough to sleep. I want to check on my chickens, but I don't want to keep bothering them. They've given birth. One of them has, anyway. A little baby cow. How are you doing? Pet, pet, come here. Don't hide near your father. You know he wants to kill me. Time remaining about 5 days. There aren't even eggs in this box. This is the only one I see them sitting on. Man, my chickens are weird. Ba-ba-ba-bow. Ba-ba-bow. I'm gonna keep eating my muffins. Look how good this muffin is. It's got vegetable satiety, protein satiety, fruit, grain, tiny bit of dairy. Very, very small bit of dairy. I actually can't even milk my cows yet. The dairy I got is for making long-term foods, soy milk. I was putting that in air quotes, because the soy milk added by long-term foods is just milk. Yeah, a lot of vintage stories balance comes from just making things hard for the sake of it. And then modders are like, well, that seems unnecessarily difficult. Especially if you're playing solo, so let's fix it. Oh, I've got temporal storms disabled. All I do is hide during them. It doesn't sound very fun at all. Bum-ba-bum. No, I've been playing since 2023, so I've had my fill of storms. If they want to make temporal storms more interesting, I'll start playing with them again. But once you've survived one temporal storm, you've basically survived all of them. Heavy temporal storms can be fun, but those ones just last really long. Boom. There we go. One more greenhouse I no longer have to worry about. What do I have that's trash on me? Pretty much nothing. Gotta scoop up all my spelt grain. Alright, let's go. More spelt. I can get home like this, it's totally fine. I could also move the inventory so it's less in the way. Oh, there's a lot of fish. I should be collecting fish. Might as well. It's not like I'm working on anything else. Whoop. Going down. You're on my spelt? Yes. Alright, spelt stored. My kingdom for more inventory space. Oh yeah, there's a lot of fun little charming things in this. No, that's rice. That's a rye. There we go. Check out all my seeds. I've even got some pineapple seeds. Those are peanuts. I've even got some pineapple seeds. Boom. Let's go ahead and feed my chickens. Alright. Have a good one. Yeah, the inventory system's pretty cool. All I've got are linen sacks. I really should make leather, but the problem is that leather only has one more inventory space than the linen sack does. And considering the absurd amount of effort it is to make leather, that just seems a little bit silly to me. You will need leather for sturdy leather, which is a much better investment. Oh, I don't have any room for gold in here. I should sort out my inventory. Boom. All of that fish will just turn into rot. Am I playing as a pig? No. I'm a small bird. Is there a pig player model? I'm sure somebody would appreciate that. Let's see here. Throw my rot in there. I can actually store rot on the floor. Let's go ahead and start doing that. Probably going to make some candy for the road and then go explore the bauxite desert. Because if I can find some more fire clay, I can make more bloomeries. And a second oven. Here seems like a good spot for the rot. Do. I'm going to have to pick this all up again as soon as I go to build an actual house. Which will hopefully be either this year or early next one. No, I've got a lot of mods. The title should say Modded Vintage Story. If it doesn't, it's because I failed. Although if the title does not say Modded Vintage Story, it would say something about Terraria, which I feel like somebody would have pointed out, being wrong by now. Look how cute these little forget-me-nots are. Alright, this is so much rot. I think the smarter choice would have definitely been to make a crate or something for it. Yes, it's decided. We're making a crate for our rot. Let's go. Ignore that. Hello, has the other one given birth yet? No, it's still pregnant. That's fine. Can u get pregante? Do. I don't have any food on me, do I? Nope, then we'll be fine. I'm not going that far. Famous last words. Oop. Alright, here we go. Whoops, we're zooming. Where is the thing I'm looking for? Whoops, get that out of there. Yeah, it's over here somewhere. Will I find it by crawling around down here? Possibly. No, so the bird I'm playing as is called Navali. They are space raptors. Not exactly lore-friendly. But, what's the point of being lore-friendly if you can't have fun? Whoops. Only meant to break one of those. Oh, whoop. Don't want to teleport. So long, Drifter! Alright, let's get out of here. Running around at the speed of sound. Gotta get home before I start taking hunger damage. Can't have Vicar picking on me. I spend all this time cooking, only to starve. Pretty frequently. But I said I enjoy making the food. I never said I enjoy eating the food. Alright. Oh, is that surface copper? Probably not, if I can't find it again. Nope, I'm seeing things. Definitely hallucinating, let's go. Oh, I don't want to walk in those. Somehow totally unpunished. Move that. And pick this up. Go and put a crate here for my rot. Whoops. That is an issue with keeping this on my hotbar. I do not need my staff at the moment. Alright, now I can focus on the important stuff. Step 1. Eat a muffin. Step 2. Let's make some candy. Barrel. That's blueberry juice. Which is weird. You would think that that would have been turned into syrup by now. Is there something in here? Yes. Yes, there is. That's why I'm struggling. Let's go and turn this into syrup before it can turn into wine on its own. I do not need blueberry wine. Do-do-do. Alright. Light that up. Might need more peat. Alright. Grab my syrup. Boom, and my candy. Can add salt to this to make it better. But I don't have a lot of salt that is prepared for that. And it doesn't even make it that much better. Considering we're just going to sail over and look for the fire clay in that basalt desert, we don't need to be too prepared. Come on. I do really like the sound of stuff cooking in this game, though. Like, listen to it go. Oh, sure, I still have some spelt rotting in my inventory. Look at that, it's only fresh for 90 days. If I didn't catch that sooner, that could have rotted. I mean, it could have. It's not the most realistic fear. Could probably survive the entire winter off of just eating the grain alone. I suppose I could also make bread and breadcrumbs, like some kind of nerd. And somebody just hops into the stream and sees me eating raw grain this close to an oven, and they're like, hey, why don't you just make bread? And I'll be like, oh, I'm on the paleo diet. Based on my understanding of what the paleo diet is, can only eat stuff that our Paleolithic ancestors would have been eating. Like raw grain. That's probably what they were doing. Whoops, I'll need whole fish and raw grain. Okay, as soon as this pile of candy is made, assuming the syrup is done first, probably be all that I take with me to try to find some fire clay. I already have a bunch of fire clay, but I need more of it, especially if I'm going to justify making an oven. And you need it for refractory bricks. So much to do. So much to see, so what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Come on. Oh. I suddenly overstacked it. That's fine. I'll take a stack with me. Leave a stack here. Take a stack, leave a stack. If I am cooking for a server, it probably would be worth adding salt to my candy. Maybe just keep it in a crate somewhere that people could easily access. Hello, Adalwin. How are you doing? Yeah, I have been just cooking for the last however long I've been on stream. I'm making some candy right now, as well as more blueberry syrup, for the purposes of making candy later. But after that, we're going to go to that bauxite desert and see if we can't find some fire clay. I already have fire clay, but I need more of it. Nice. I took something of a nap yesterday. I slept for 13 hours. What the fuck? Put those back down. You know, that might explain why I've got some in my inventory in the first place. Exactly this. I've not brought it up yet on the community Discord, but I have reached out to the person who has hosted my servers in the past. It's not responded, though. I don't think. Yeah, no response. Unfortunate. Well, bauxite has a chance to have clay on its own. I've got a bunch of brown coal and bauxite in my area. But bauxite deserts have a chance of containing fire clay just on their own. Oh, sweet, it's done. Oh, stepped on the fire. Ba-ba-dum. I think it says that somewhere in here. Fire clay. Right mouse. Fire clay is found naturally in areas of bauxite sand or gravel in small patches at the surface. And underlying blackened and anthracite coal deposits in large patches underground. But it does tell you that you can also craft it, which is good. Right? You should become a geologist, and I can become a mycologist. And we can study rocks and mushrooms. Rocks and mushrooms. Mushrooms and rocks. Hello, Rav. Parapa? What? Parapapa? These mushrooms do rock. Alright, why am I exactly one short? Did I eat one by accident? Let's go ahead and make it one. And then we'll call it good. Come on, grab it, thank you. Quitos. There we go. Yoink. And let's go and put this back. But yeah, check out how much blackcurrant syrup I've got. I've still got 16.2 liters. And I used it to cover all of this bread. Ooh, I'm going to need to make more prepared spore paper. Right, there we go. I need to sort out my inventory. But what? Paparapa. According to Opal, apparently I chirp. I would think it would have to be a little bit more high-pitched to be chirping. Bone meal. But when I do jump in games, I'll go... Brrr. It's not chirping, I suppose. Don't worry about the rot. The rot can't hurt you. My goodness, I need inventory space. My kingdom for some actual storage. There we go. Stack these buckets with the other buckets. Oh shit. These buckets are all partially full of water. Easy fix. There we go. Now this pet whistle doesn't actually do anything. Puppy dog. Speak. Lay, puppy dog. Yeah, I don't think puppy dog does tricks. We'll have to get some kind of expansion to Shivers that will allow them to do tricks. Like that silly rabbit who was unaware that tricks are for kids. Alright. Put my sticks down. Got my food. Alright, let me clear my throat. Okay, to the Bauxite Desert. I actually don't like how bauxite looks. It's just too darn orange. But I don't like warm colors. And I'm a crazy person. So just take anything that I say with a grain of salt. To the Bauxite Desert. Secret tunnel. In the mountain. We should make alloys out of bauxite. Well, bauxite is useful in making refractory bricks. You know what really refractories my brick? Is that limestone, chalk, and then refractory? Refractory. Bauxite? I suppose that could be granite. Granite likes to hang out in places it's not wanted. Actually, you know what? I think that bauxite desert is really fucking high up. So I probably should have brought my ladders. Whoops. I can scale that. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, there's a big-ass cave, but I don't have my torch. Or lantern. Making a new one wouldn't be difficult. But needless to say, I did not do any real preparation for this trip. I'm like, yeah, I made candy, that's good enough. Alright, let's go. Also, it is limestone, then chalk. Ba-ba-dum-ba-ba-dum-bum. Gotta be careful, because that stuff will cave down. Hello? I should have brought my lantern. If I saw that it didn't have my lantern, I would have not have left without it. But I didn't notice I didn't have it. What can you do? Well, I suppose you could just be smarter, but that's not exactly an option for me. Alright. It is a miracle nothing went wrong. I don't celebrate Christmas, but we are going to acknowledge this as a Christmas miracle. Oh shit. How do I get up there? I need that. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. All the dog day. I am just waiting for the mountain to collapse. Obviously the whole thing wouldn't collapse. But you know what would collapse? Is the gravel and shit. Oh, almost got pushed off by my own pick. Don't worry, team, we'll get up there. Oh shit. What I need to do is find a way to incorporate more of my island into my homestead. Using ladders everywhere would not be very wheelchair accessible, but neither would using stairs. Although using stairs would probably be more accurate. And just make sure that everything's got like a wheelchair accessible ramp. Ooh, granite. I had a feeling there was granite in the area. Imagine having an area that does not have granite in it. I believe there is like a magic elevator added by Rustbound Magic. I wish I could see. Who would have thought that visibility would be poor inside of my cave? Oh hey, unpunished. I am the luckiest NB alive. And perhaps one of the dumbest. Ow. Unpunished! Oh damn, look at that. The mountain is as I thought it was going to do. Start caving in. Although if I do say unpunished when I'm joking, with the same inflection as unpunished when I'm not joking, it will make it harder to take me seriously as a person. Although I don't know who I'm kidding. I should not be taken seriously as a person? I'll try to make it pretty obvious that I'm a crazy person. I should eat some of my sunflower candy. Yeah, sunflower candy is a tiny bit overpowered. I'm not saying I want things to be nerfed just because. It's not like it's not really hard to make. Ow. Alright, we're almost up. Although it's almost nighttime, it's taken me so long to do whatever the fuck I'm doing here. Boo doo 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 doo. Alright, we made it. I don't think that a lantern would help with whatever the fuck's going on up here, though. Alright. I wonder why the sandstorm is this color. Can I? Nope. It's too soft. Granite can be used. It's gonna make a knife. One of these is a knife. Needing 3 days to reanimate corpses. Well, I don't... What? Oh, fuck yeah, a pine cone. I don't need this. Let's go and grab this. What is rift activity? It is currently high. Why is it our rift activity always high? When all I'm trying to do is do hot girl shit. Alright. Don't worry, chat, we'll be able to see shortly. Boom, torch made. Put down the torch, light the torch. Boom! Alright. There we go, we've got visibility! I mean, we can see 2 feet in front of us. Oh, I'm not even heading towards the bauxite. To the bauxite. To the wall. Alright, does anybody know what fire clay looks like growing in the side of bauxite? I have an idea. For extra visibility, I'll set this tree on fire. There we go. Doesn't actually help, but at least I've made the world a worse place than I found it. Alright. I did not pick a good time to go out on an adventure. It is -4 Celsius up here, though. -4 is a good temperature. -6 is roughly when I will actually put on a jacket, IRL. Not like a big winter coat. I'll just like throw on a little jacket. Not for nothing. I don't think I want to go down there. That just seems like a bad idea, don't it? Well, yeah, you have to ignore a good amount of Avali biology and lore if you want to have fun with them. If Avali are going to overheat in like -15 Celsius, you can't put them in situations. Perfect. You know, for being a tree on fire, it's not producing a whole lot of light. You would think that arson would be more pretty to commit during the nighttime, but no, I guess arson just looks nicer during the day. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do. Do. There is a mod that makes it where you actually have to sleep. And another mod that makes it where you actually have to drink water. I don't know if it's the mod that lets you drink water or if it's like a different mod. But it will let you drink your own piss as long as you like filter it out first. Bear Grylls style. I do not think you can use it for cooking. I think that if you try to use piss in an expanded food meal, that it just crashes the game. Alright. We'll just sleep here. Don't worry about the tree on fire. Fire doesn't spread. Probably eat some candy in my sleep so I don't wake up dying of hunger. Oh, unable to continue sleeping. Sun will be rising soon at least. Maybe. It's only 3:05 in the morning. That's not what that says at all. It's 3:55. Not that it said that when I checked originally. What are you? Oh, bauxite. Oh shit. Quickly, to the fire. Bears are afraid of fire. Do 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 do. Am I still being chased? It's hard to tell. Are you out there, bear? Yankee Doodle came to town riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his cap and called it macaroni. Oh, I've got a torch. I can go into caves now. Bauxite, bauxite. This is granite, so I'm not going to find fire clay in it. Why am I restarting civilization? What do you mean? I'm just looking around. A lot of bauxite, sand, and gravel around here, and supposedly you can find fire clay in it. I can make my own fire clay. I'm just curious as to what bauxite looks like growing on the surface of fire clay. I mean, the other way around. Do 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 do. Oh. This is a weird hole in the ground. Almost looks like something I would have made. I just hope those goats are not injured by all the fires I'm starting. Do 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 do. Nope, that was just a bauxite rock. Oh, I thought there was a fox there. That looks like a neat little place. Wouldn't set up there, but if I could like build a little thing and loop it into my existing house network. Yep, exactly. We didn't start the fire. Okay, we did it. And we'll do it again, fuckers. Not a lot of fire clay up here. Although I'm running around like a lunatic and not entirely sure what I'm looking for. If I would stop starting fires, I could look for resin. But it's so fun to start fires. Resin. Nothing. What did I just pick up? I'm sure it's not important. Some ugly-ass birch trees. Alright, that's not fair. Some people do really like birch. I'm not one of those people, though. I don't know, it's just weird looking. I do like how the bark looks like it's got eyes on it. And very spooky, but not quite spooky enough. In Minecraft, I prefer dark oak. And in Vintage Story... Huh. It's very, very pumpkin-y. It's like super Halloween. Not even in the box art anymore. Could you imagine if you're just out there in like a birch forest at night and the trees are blinking at you? Could you imagine you're just out here in a forest and the trees start winking at you? And it's like, well there. Birch tree. I've got a wife and kids at home, but I guess what happens in the forest stays in the forest. Yeah, I've not found shit out here, dog. It's almost like I spent most of the time starting fires at night. And now I'm no longer even where I need to be. I don't want to go in this cave, though. I saw it earlier, and only didn't because I didn't have a source of light. Alright, let's see what's in the cave. There is a bowthorn down there. No, this isn't the cave. Bowthorn, are you... Here we go. Here's the cave. That's not ominous. It's probably just a locust or something on the other side. Oh shit, I'm stuck. Alright, so that's lit by sunlight going directly upwards. Let's not get lost. That's a joke. I only just got in the cave. Ooh. I'm going to get lost in the cave. Secret tunnel. Oh yeah. That's a lot of locusts. There is a ruin up there, though. The locusts will never catch up to me. It's not like they can climb on walls. Hello? Right, under the ruin. Trust me, a pickaxe is the best tool for this job. Secret tunnel. Ow. Do you mind? Fuck off. I am the Sand Guardian, Guardian of the Sand. Whatever. Let's check out what's in here. I do like how as soon as I do what I set out to do, I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck to do now. Let's go die in a cave. Fun fact, this is also how I play Project Zomboid. I'll do like a really good job. And then I'm like, you know what? Surviving is too easy. Let's go get bitten trying to loot melted ice cream in Louisville. Ooh, a locust nest. Boom. I said boom. Boom, motherfucker. Thank you. Small crates. Not even a chest in here. Hello. Ow. Shut up. They don't know I'm here yet. Perfect. Let's see here. Another locust nest. Let's break it before the locusts find a way in. Looks like this is more of that green wallpaper. But I don't know if the green wallpaper is the one I stole. A couple of books. You can know this book is good because it's floating in thin air. Alright. Aged wooden bed, aged wooden bed. Some bones. Apparently this is the forest at dawn. But it looks like rabbits. I guess there are rabbits in the forest. But they've got creepy, glowing red eyes. Well, hello there. Oh, it's a carcass. I can't pick it up. If that was a skeleton, I could pick it up. There are still those skeletons I gotta go get. Oh, another locust cage. Oh, well, they don't know I'm here. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Bye, locusts. Large crate, cobweb. Not a whole lot for me here. Gotta get out of the cave. Get out of here with my life. Whatever that's worth. Why is that stuck in my head? I don't know what time it is. It's already 6:30. Ah, sweet freedom. I don't think my brain works, though. I started a tiny bit later than usual, but I don't think I can go for that much later than usual. That being said, one of my few plans for today, oh, I like the fog, was to do my dishes. And then my housemate left his dishes in the drying rack. I told him I wanted to do dishes. And then I guess he's like, oh, sucks to suck, nerd. Alright, we do need to build our house. I should probably look into how to make mortar. We gotta find out if we want to use cobblestone or ashlar in the production of our house. I should also make more walnut planks, since that's what I plan to build the walls out of. And then there's slate around here somewhere. I can make slate roofs. Slate roof bottom, slate roof top. I might look into that one roof mod, which makes the roofs actually connect better. I'm not very good at making roofs. And the roofs being better would not be a bad change. Not like the existing roofs are bad. It's just a lot harder to make them look good. I've seen people do it, but I'm not those people. I could not build my way out of a plastic paper bag. Ooh, poink. Plastic paper bag. Wet paper bag is the expression I was looking for. But yeah, well, we need more walnut planks. I'm going to have to clean out this space a little bit. Maybe use the space I'm currently growing pumpkins as temporary storage. How are you not rot yet? Be free, fish. Be free. You too. Clean? Yep. Well, I don't know if this is growing. I don't think it is. It says growing, but I think it's full of shit. Considering all the pumpkin vines are dead. So where my house currently is where I would like to build my house. But there's so much stuff just on the floor and in various other places. That to start building my house there, and we're going to have to move all this shit somewhere else. We're also going to have to build my house to where we can comfortably put the cellar entrance where it already is. I would also like to expand my cellar, which is wild considering that's all I've been doing. Maybe make a proper room for food storage. And then the place that is currently my food storage can be turned into a full kitchen. And then add like hallways and whatnot, leading to my other rooms down there. And boom, look at that. 289 rot. Mortar is made with slacked slime and sand. It looks like it will take granite sand. Will it just take any sand? Probably. Which is convenient. Chalk sand. Chert sand. Conglomerate sand. Limestone sand, that's what I was looking for. Alright, so let's figure out how to make the slacked slime. That's not what that is. Slacked lime. It could also be slaked. Slaked lime. So that's water and quicklime. And quicklime is just cooked lime. Alright, yeah. So let's get started on that. Go and put my torch in the cellar. Good enough. There is much I need to do. Much. There's also a bunch I gotta do IRL. I need to stop coughing. Like, if I'm going to do that, I need to mute first. That one snuck up on me. It's not a good look. People will know that I'm dying. Probably not dying. Could be, though. Whoops. I have not seen a doctor since I was 17 years old. Everyone's like, oh, you should go get a checkup. I'm like, nah, I like surprises, mate. Come on. Come on, vamonos. Everybody, let's quern. Do you ever just sit here and, like, dance around like a lunatic while querning stuff? And then think to yourself, it's like, wow, I am not a patient person. How much is it? 4? Let's go for 16. No. Let's go for 20. Just some multiple of 4. Slaked lime. I don't need that much mortar, but I do need mortar for making, like, actual bricks. Somewhere around here is, like, a weird stoneworker's book. It's like the Mason's Blueprint. Which allow me to make aged blocks. Although aged limestone does not look as good as aged basalt. And you know what I don't have yet? Is basalt. It remains ever on the to-do list. I'll never find it. I've actually already found basalt in the past, but it's super far away. What I want is closer basalt. And baking it works, right? No. It says cooks into. Well, cooking, smelting, and roasting. Yeah, this isn't going to work. Can I throw it in here? No. Boom. No matching recipe. It's a cooking pot. Make some bread. I do gotta make some food. I'll try throwing it in the oven. I might need... Should properly smelt it, though. Oh, we'll create 10 quicklime. That'll ruin the pot for food. Nope, won't go in there. I should have checked first. 10 quicklime is not as much as I want. Let's get it started with this. Don't worry about it being too close to that. Glue and candles will both ruin the cooking pot for food. But either you can clean it in vanilla, or one of my mods adds a way to clean the pot. Because it can be cleaned. Do. I don't know how hot this actually has to be. I'm doing this for the first time. You can tell that I tend to only do some things in this game. And then the other things I'm like, it's not worth my time. I don't need to make mortar to make some bomb-ass pie. Getting it started with my, peat. Probably a bad idea. But it's a decision I made. Let's fucking go. Ba-ba-da-bow. Ba-ba-dow. Yeah, because it's going to reach 600, and it's going to be stuck there for a while. Yep, it's going to be stuck there for a good second. Oh, while it does that, let's go ahead and feed my chickens. Feed my babies. I should be able to put breadcrumbs, or not breadcrumbs, eggshells in there. Going forward, you won't be able to feed your eggshells back to your chickens. So I might as well take advantage of this while I can. Oh good, a small amount of more berries. Hopefully all of my stuff is ready to harvest at the same time. Going forward. Come on, cook faster. Also, why can't I eat the eggshells? It sounds delicious. I wouldn't listen to what I say. I do be saying stuff. Stay a while and listen. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll have to, like, get somebody to make me an Avali model for the first Diablo game, and then play that second mod that lets you play as a necromancer. And then I will save the town of Tristram. Sounds like a lot of steps. Ooh, hell yeah. That's not a whole lot of mushroom beer. I wonder how alcoholic it is. But my potatoes are done. I can't currently do anything with these, but they'll be fresh for 1.9 years. Okay, good. I was about to say, it's like that. Is that all the corn I have? Whoops. Oh, I gotta grind it first. Funny me. I'm gonna take that out. Whoops, put the firewood back. Can I have this open also while I grind? Movable. Fire pit. Watch the quern. Watch this. Hopefully my charcoal is hot enough for making quicklime. I didn't check. Outside of the couple of things I really like to do, I actually don't play a whole lot of this game. I might be a lunatic. I'm just an overall crazy person. We'll see at what temperature it starts to turn into quicklime. Well, it is heating up, so I think it is very slowly starting to melt. Or whatever the fuck the actual quicklime process is. Oh yeah. This won't be the best use of my fucking charcoal. I could probably use brown coal for that. But I don't have large amounts of brown coal currently. And I'm weird and impulsive, so this is something we're doing right now. Fucking put the firewood. You know, it doesn't matter. As long as I don't try to eat the firewood, we're good. Sorry about that, I was just checking to make sure I'm not muted. Heck yeah, we're gonna be able to make bricks. I do think I've made mortar before, but it must have been a while ago if I couldn't even figure out how to make quicklime. Might have been that I helped make mortar in the past. Right? I do have to be careful holding down right click to like mix or use the quern while I do have food in my hands, because I will accidentally eat it. I'm hoping that won't be an issue with firewood. Although wood is high in fiber. Just add an edible firewood mod. I have a couple nuggets of uranium sitting around, which would be sweet if that was edible. Let me eat the uranium, game. Come on, come on. Come on, vamonos. Everybody, let's go. I do have to expand my cellar. I just don't know how I plan on expanding it. There are a couple of crops that I will want to grow next year once it warms up again. Can never have enough peanuts, for example. My pineapples for sure I want to plant. But I think that the entirety of your year 2 should be dedicated to building. Let's make this house a home. Very slowly. Wonder if I could make quicklime in a bloomery. It would probably be less wasteful, if it is possible. I haven't tried. We'll try that next time we find ourselves making mortar. Or who knows, perhaps there's other uses for quicklime I haven't checked. Nobody ever accused me of knowing more than 2 things. It would be unfair, though. I only know 4 things. And 2 of those are Casablanca quotes. Which does leave 2 things to be possibly things I could actually know. I know we'll always have Paris, and here's looking at you, kid. Although Play It Again, Sam is pretty popular, so maybe I know a whole 5 things. Come on, corn. Corn. Corn is not a vanilla crop. Just a heads up for anybody excited to be growing corn. You need mods to do it. Alright. There we go. Don't want to waste all of my stuff. Oh damn, I've got no inventory space. Let's see here. Inventory. Corn for the cornflakes. I don't actually need cornflakes. On account of being Aeroes, I don't need cornflakes to not be horny. I believe that's why cornflakes were invented. Just suppress horniness. Alright, back to what I was doing. Let it keep doing what it's doing. Throw these in here. 10 liters of corn oil. Probably more than I realistically need. Alright. Corn oil there. Grab my corn mash. I'll see if I'm able to feed this to my cows. Probably won't be able to, though. Just made to be less terrible than grain, but, was later advertised for that. That's fair. General Mills. I was like, we will not have anybody cranking their hog at our breakfast table. Eat your cornflakes. Hi there, kiddos. Nope, I cannot feed them. I think I've tried that in the past. I believe they will eat that off the ground. And if not, who cares? What matters is that I tried. Boom, look at that. 20 liters of corn oil. I'll also feed this to my cows. Maybe shove some candy down my own gullet. Perfect. It would be cool, like it would need wind power to do it. But it would be really cool if I could use, like, taffy. Or make taffy. No, I guess they're not going to eat the eggshells. Well, I tried. Y'all are ungrateful for my gifts. Just the eggshells I stole from you. Well, because there is a rooster in there. The eggs that I stole were fertilized. So I think I am the villain of this story. Let it go. At total random, sprinkle around some eggshells for fertilizer. Hello there, Shiver. Probably thinking that Shiver's not very friendly. Well, it's not mine. There we go. Our Shiver is a baby, though. Like a little puppy dog. I believe in puppy dogs since you came around. You Shiver, thank you. Boom. Oh, I've got more charcoal than I thought I did. Well, I figured I made a pretty decent-sized pit. Alright, grab you. Grab some of my corn oil. Put my knife down. Now, how do I make potatoes? Actually, you know what? I should hold off doing that, considering I don't have any rush mats for it. I don't got no Rush Limbaughs. Whatever the hell that guy was talking about. You know that Cheetos were originally animal feed. And then they found out, like, their factory workers were also eating them. So then they tried it, and it's like, well, if there was any flavor to this, it would probably not be that bad. But also, how poor do you gotta be paying your factory workers if they're sneaking some animal food off of the assembly line? SMH my head. I don't think there was an assembly line. There was, like, a factory, though. Go back in time and give one of those factory workers a flaming hot Cheeto. Would probably kill them. They were limited runs, so you can't get them anymore. But the Mexican street corn Cheetos were actually really darn good. Put that book back. Why am I always picking shit up off the ground? Probably because I'm storing it on the ground. So much grinding. Well, yeah, but they were just the regular old corn puffs. They didn't add the flavor to Cheetos until later. The history of food is interesting. I don't want to study the history of food, though. I want to study spiders and mushrooms. Let's see here. Who's adding me on the Tumblr? Not the Tumblr. I think you can at people on Tumblr, but I meant Discord. Oh my goodness, why am I so tired? I slept for 13 hours. Although that could be adding to the tiredness in some ways. Like, I was groggy. I'm less groggy now, but now I just feel tired again. Slept way too much. And my body's like, oh, it's time to do more of that. Hopefully everybody in chat is sleeping well. And perhaps not, like, right now. I wouldn't recommend using my videos as background music for sleep. I used to do a lot of indie horror game Let's Plays. And the odds of YouTube auto-playing one of those when I'm done streaming is non-zero. Would be awfully funny, though. I always turn down the volume of jump scares, but they're still loud. Like, I turn them down a lot. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I really need wind power. Or water power, because one of my mods does add water wheels. They require a lot of upkeep, though. Probably not worth it. Would very likely just be better to stop being lazy and make wind power. Other than resin for making shafts, I've already got, like, all the, flex that I probably need to make decent sails. There is another mod that lets you make, like, much better windmills. They're more expensive. But they've got, like, 6 blades instead of just the 4 you can get in vanilla. Of course, main reason I don't have wind power is that I'm dumb. Hello, Spheno. I'm too dumb to understand the value of wind power, and also too dumb to set it up. Now, I'm going to want the wind power to come down into my kitchen. Of course, I would also want it directed to a forge, so I can do some pulverizing and auto-hammering. I'm doing alright! I slept for like 13 hours, so I'm weirdly groggy. Or I was. Now I'm just kind of tired. I really want to do my dishes, but my housemate left his dishes on the drying rack. Oop. There we go. I also need to crush some cans, so it's not like I don't have stuff to do. But like, imagine leaving your shit on the dish rack when you know somebody wants to be doing dishes. SMH my head. Well, hopefully you're feeling better after the walk. Unless you are currently on the walk. In which case, I appreciate your being here, but you should probably watch the road. Pretty crap woods. Oh, you're done with your walk? That is for the best. Could you imagine, like, the 100 Stanker Woods? I'm sure a smarter person could come up with a better title. For, like, a just crap 100-acre woods. The 1-acre woods. Oh, that's just a smaller woods. Imagine getting lost in the woods if you can see the road from the other side of the road. It's just like a strip of trees more than anything. Felling the silence is hard. I mean, I'm just corning some corn. I don't understand how the big streamers managed to make this interesting. The vibes in this game are immaculate. Like, here, let me turn this up. There we go. But, like, how do you fill this gap? What's that? Insert ad or delay ads. Whoops. Nicely clicked back on. 1 second. I'm gonna stop streaming sooner than later here, but we're just going to go ahead and make some corn rusks. And corn rusks are not as good as making breadcrumbs. They're also added by a different mod, so corn breadcrumbs would probably be really damn good. Sorry about that. I'm just digging inside of my ear. It's very gross. Probably could have just not said what I was doing. My inner ear is itchy. I should probably just go grab a Q-tip and do the thing you're not supposed to do with Q-tips. I do like how it says on the side of the box, not to stick Q-tips in your ear. That's like the main thing anybody does with them. Do 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 do. Almost done. Of course, I'm going to have to bake these twice. So that's just more time-consuming stuff. I'm going to put up the necromancer. Hide the progress of the quern. Come on, almost done. Although, admittedly, even if I did have an automated quern, I would probably just be working a quern next to it so that it gets done twice as fast, or faster. So I'd still be doing this, I just wouldn't be doing as much of it. For as long. Hex might bring out the ducks, since all I'm doing is, making bread. That's all I was doing earlier as well. But that's what we're here to do. This is just a different type of bread. Less fruit in it. Alright, there we go. How warm are you? Not very. Alright, we'll need to grab more firewood. Boom, ba-doom, boom, boom. I don't know what I just picked up. Can we put it back down? Oh, I picked up that. Shit. Fuck. Everybody knows shit's fucked. Hello, are there any monsters out here? Hopefully not, because I'm just moving some stuff around. Yeah, I've got no storage. It's a lot of linen stitches. Arrowhead, meteoric iron piece. Somewhere around here is the rest of my meteoric iron. I'm going to have to make some coal coke or something. Of course, I also do need an iron anvil before I can actually do anything with my meteoric iron. Mostly going to be using the meteoric iron for kitchen knives and like rolling pins and stuff. You know, the normal things to make out of meteoric iron. Alright, actually, you know what? I'm going to be right back. Pause game. I shall return, although we are just returning to make bread. I will be back. I'm sorry about that, chat. I have returned. I'm sorry both about the absence and the return. You'll have to put up with me now. I'm back from outer space. Can I stack this on the ground? Yes. Perfect spot for it. Where? Boom, boom, boom. I'll actually have to grab my knife as well. Yoink. I said yoink, fucker. Hell yeah. Making bread, making bread. Oh my goodness. I think I'm dying. How's everybody else doing? And are we excited for more Terraria fishing only challenge? Like tomorrow? Maybe? I don't fucking know. Me and you and Jaboomafu. I don't think I'm dying. Resume. How are you still unbaked? Maybe underbaked. As soon as this is done and I slot more in. I'll make sure that everything looks good. You know what? The ducks are not taking up that much space. Whoa there. The ducks are lagging. Alright, let's see what the ducks are up to. Got too hot for YouTube. And Kaisar. There is also that duck swimming around with the knife that has not been named yet. Might name it Brutus. Just because. I think it's funny. But ideally, we would let chat name more of the ducks. I'm responsible for some, but not most of those names. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. I really should, even though Opal is probably the only person who would watch it. Try to get back to where I was. In Bioshock, the first one. I liked the game. That being said, all of the music in there is copyrighted, so I'd have to find a way to remove it. And when I say remove it, I mean like replace it with something much more thematically appropriate. Into the final fight of the game. And that royalty-free ukulele music that is in every awful video ever just starts playing. I believe that is what the kids would call peak cinema. Alright, what the hell are my ducks doing? Making an awful lot of noise is what they're doing. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-bow. Bo-ba-ba-bow. Bo-ba-bow-bow-bow. Right. Check on the ducks. Hello, Vok and Leopold. Propeller hat duck is yet to be named. The pool tile duck, not named. Whitley is currently on fire. There's a firefighter right there, not being helpful. I don't think the firefighter is named either. That's Duckley who is named. I might just make this batch of 20 and then call it good. Going to have to harvest some cattails to make the potatoes. And then I'll have some, like, long-term food. which is what I'm making now. This is long-term food. It's just not the best long-term food you can make. It is pretty good. Like, nobody's arguing that corn rusks aren't very powerful. Excellent. Let's see here. Perishable, fresh for 10 days. It'll be fresh for a good bit longer than that as soon as it's done. Oh, Tier 3 Dom and the Nameless Firefighter are the only two in the private pond. Too Hot for YouTube is also on their way here, so it is just 2 fire versus 1 water. The tables are stacked against the Nameless Firefighter duck. Come on, corn dough. Oh, there goes Propeller Duck. Come on, I gotta make these rusks. I'm probably gonna make me some food. The battle will be intense. The battle is really lopsided. Although if water is strong against fire and water is resistant to fire, then 2-on-1 is probably more fair. Alright. This sounds like the kind of thing that you would be joking about, but probably one of my largest bursts in subscribers was the first time I played the Placid Plastic Duck Simulator. I actually got a ton of subscribers yesterday from just that Terraria thing. So we will be playing more of that Terraria thing. Oh, looks like Tier 3 Dom ran off. Tier 3 Sub is now hanging out with Tier 3 Dom. An appropriate matchup. Some of my ducks do have some weird damn names. Fun fact, Femboy Toes was the second duck ever named. Femboy Toes was named after Empregneo. Empregneo was just named Neo, since he was the first duck. And then, after a while, Empregneo will have ducklings. So Empreg was added. I never said it wasn't weird. In fact, I said that it was weird. A lot of my ducks have weird names. Heck yeah, corn rusks. And then, of course, we've got Kiwi, which means stone in Finnish. And then we have got Dover, which I cannot remember the lore behind Dover's name. Malinois here was named by the buddy who will hopefully be hosting the community Discord server. Who the fuck are you? It's a purple wireframe duck. You must have been one of the new ones that I didn't notice drop in. Going to have to name this one at some point. Hex, I don't think you've named a duck yet, if you want to come up with a fun name for any of the nameless ducks you see floating around. Necrotic Flux is just named after my Twitch channel points. How the hell has nobody named this duck yet? It's got the deal with it sunglasses. Come on, corn rusks. We have not all day. Look at me, still trying when there's science to do. When I look out there, it makes me glad I'm not you. There is science to be done, there are experiments to be run on the people who are still alive. Well, this fucking Joker duck here doesn't have a name either. It's covered in graffiti. Oh, it just says Hans. Does that say 6? What does that mean? Jaskin. Bad at names. That's totally fair. Naming ducks is totally optional. Leopold, we're about to get new duck. Well, you're a creepy looking duck. When did you come in? Oh, it's making a loop. Oh, Derek is on fire and out of the pool. What a horrible combination. You'd think if you wanted to were on fire, you'd want to stay in the pool. At least then the firefighter duck could probably help you. Alright, so we got our corn rusks. So these things are overpowered. They're only 350 satiety. But considering they last 11.7 years and can be used in meals, it's not terrible. Now the thing I want to do is make potato chips, which are 600 satiety, and then you can package them, which you can't eat them before you unpackage them, but it stays fresh for like 7.3 years. Longer in storage. So that stuff's all added by the long-term foods mod. We got a new duck, but who? Well, aren't you a fancy little duck? Oh, it even blows bubbles. You should not smoke, but I actually own a top hat. And top hats are kind of cool. I spent like $90 on that top hat. Kind of required to think it's cool. Whack, whack. Alright. I would say that this stream was some combination of super productive and not productive at all. How are my bees doing? They're good. Oh, my puppy dog's obedience is down to 0. Must pet puppy dog. Oh, the puppy dog does not obey me anyway, so keeping its obedience up is kind of pointless. Oh, I just have puppy dog because puppy dog's a puppy dog. Right, smack my bee house stuff back on. Puppy dog, I don't know what you're doing. I do have more honey than I know what to do with. I wonder if we shouldn't make mead out of it. Although honey does not go bad. So it's not like having too much of it is an issue. Alright, let's go and just start squeezing this stuff out. If I ever make and start sealing crocs, it's not like I don't have enough beeswax to do that. Excellent. Yeah, let's grab more. More honey. What can you do? Just squeeze honey out of the comb. You'll ever have honeycomb cereal? I used to like it. It's not as good as I remember. Although it could be exactly the same. And I'm just not as into sweets as I once was. Squeeze in. Squeeze in the juice. I wonder if I could feed my chickens sunflower candy. They can eat sunflower seeds. Surely they can indulge in a bit of sunflower candy as well. Although sugar is bad for a lot of animals, including humans. Sugar in large amounts is definitely a bad thing. Not gonna stop us, though. How many people drink at parties? Alcohol is straight up a poison. Ignore that I am actively making alcohol in this cellar. Considering this is a video game, it doesn't count. Oh yeah, look at all that honey. Could you imagine drinking 10 liters of honey in one sitting? I think you would die. Alright, let's go ahead and pick a barrel. Any barrel. Do 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 do. I wonder if there would be any, like, copyright issues trying to play the Rugrats game for the PlayStation 1. I don't think Evoli are edible. Even if you could eat them without getting sick, I think that they'd be gross. Boom, storing my beeswax. I'm sure you were here last stream, or no, stream before last, where I was talking about how it'd be funny if with the cannibalism mod, Evoli actually dropped poultry and feathers. Bop, 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 squeezing out the honey. Honey is really good for food preservation. I could use it to make jams and stuff. It's not its best use. I could also use it to, like, coat my muffins. Well, the Evoli, instead of having, like, water-based biology, are liquid ammonia-based. So it'd be like trying to eat chicken that's been soaked in floor polish. Boom. Alright, that's a lot of beeswax. If I had more copper, or wasn't too lazy to collect more copper, I could make a decent amount of lanterns. Now this lantern right here requires a candle, some planks, and a copper plate. I don't like the look of the copper plate, but I'm also short enough that I can't see it from standing, so it doesn't get in the way. Would you incubate these eggs faster? SMH my head. Have you given birth? Portions eaten. Can be milked. I'm guessing not. Yeah, no, it's still pregnant. I only see one baby in here, but I figured I would check. Oh. Ow. Who put that there? Whoop. Aw, almost. I feel like I could make that jump. Whoop. Nope. Nope, it might just be a tiny bit too tall. Yeah. Oh, I feel like that would have been the successful run. Let's go ahead and just do a tiny bit more chores. And then I gotta end the stream so I can do IRL chores. Like some kind of loser. This probably isn't gonna grow. Grow! Grow! It's fresh for 18 days. If I put it back, it'll probably grow. It won't. It won't grow. Would be nice if it would. Alright, with all my stuff done, I've got no excuse not to focus on building a house. Except I still need sand for mortar. That won't be too hard to get. Oh, look at that, there's a bunch of sand here. I don't know how much I need. Boom, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Alright. 9 should be plenty, considering I only got 20 quicklime. I need to slake it. When a problem comes along, you must slake it. 92 beeswax. That's a lot of candles right there. Alright, so. Slaked lime. 1 liter of water per 4 of these. So 2 liters of water and 8. Ba-ba. Ba-dum. Ba-dum. Perfect. Smack that in there. So we now have 8 liters of slaked lime. And mortar is 1 liter of slaked lime plus 1 thing of sand. So 8. Oh, would you look at that? I don't know why I remember mortar taking some time to make. But now I get a lot of mortar. I feel like that shouldn't be instant. Glad it is. Hopefully I didn't overmake it. What's 8 times 8? Is that 64? I think I made the exact correct amount on accident. Any more than that would have probably been wasteful. And that's assuming it even let me do it. Get all these fish out of here. What are these, food sources? Not on my watch. Catfish, that's worth a lot of fish right there. Catch and release. That fish is already dead. But I could use the rot. That's just a shell. Oh shit. Do-do-do. Release the fish. That's just a shell. And your rot. Alright. So this stream was both weirdly productive and not productive at all. I got everything I wanted to do done. And a bunch more. But I did spend a lot of time just kind of lost committing arson up on a mountain somewhere. But sometimes that's just how you gotta spend a weekend. Look how fucking thick this tree is. Cobblestone. I should probably figure out how to make ashlar as well. I need the mortar to keep it together. Which is why that was made. More corn plants. If I had more inventory space, it would be worth my effort to go back down south and grab a bunch of basalt. Considering the basalt that I found. Oh, that was that duck game I'm also playing in the background. I heard that noise and I'm like, what the fuck was that? But yeah, I would say good stream. I mean, it was an alright stream. And I made $40. Gustav, wherever they are, has doubled the amount of money I've made on YouTube. In one swift action. Why is there a single hole there? Seems suspicious, like I've been here in the past. Alright, let's not explore this cave. Or if I'm going to come back here, let's do it with a lantern. Cave. Right, let's come back with a lantern. Oh yeah, the cave generation in this game is odd. There's also those big instant death drops, lava plumes or whatever people call them. Oh, borax bits. I need borax. So there's probably more down there, hopefully. We'll save it. when I do get around to making iron anvil, we will need borax. Borax is also more efficient than using lime while making leather. Although usually if I'm struggling to get an ingredient for leather, it's the actual hide, not borax. You know how it is. Boom. And borax is good for finding trees. How does that work? How do I find trees? Using borax. Boom, boom. What weather is it? What temperature is it? Rift activity is medium. To be fair, there's a big ass rift right over here. You know what we say to that? Not today, Satan. And boom. Oh no, you're confusing borax with the lorax. It's a common mistake, but they're different things. Alright, we got a rift charge. If you're wondering why I just dropped my wand on the ground, it's because I've got two of them. If you're wondering why I have two of them, it's probably because I'm stupid. I'm not entirely sure. Right, potato seeds. And boom. I've got a lot of seeds. Next year's harvest is gonna go insane. Why did I come back here? Let's go into store and buy buckets. Boom, boom. And find my lantern. And if I am going to be exploring, we should probably put the ducks away. I know everybody loves the ducks, but the ducks must go. Go ahead and save the game. We're about to get another duck, actually. Let's get another duck, and then we'll save and put the ducks away. Look at that, I just got an achievement. Whoa there. Got an LSD duck, and a gold duck at some point. Alright, now let's save and put away the ducks. I mean, if you can keep them safe, seeds will be fresh forever. There is that seed vault. Somewhere cold, I don't know where it's at. Did I have my lantern on me this whole time, or did I just pick it up? Because if I had it on me this whole time, I could have explored those caves. I'm probably just going to die down there, but that's not the point. I'm ready to die. I've made my peace with my keep inventory mortality. Yeah, so in case of the apocalypse, still got all our crop seeds, woot woot. I would say that it still counts as weird doomsday prepper nonsense, even if it is practical and for science. Alright, where's this fucking clay I marked? I'm at cave. So down this direction. Oh, it's a turkey. Right, I should probably spawn a weapon. Yoink. At some point, we're going to focus on Rustbound magic stuff proper. The problem with Rustbound magic stuff is that it is all grind all the time. What's my diet like? Oh, my diet's actually pretty good. Fuck, there's nothing down here. A lot of limestone. It's not nothing if it's my favorite stone type. But it is a bit wild that I jumped into this cave, ready to explore. And you know what's not down here? Any cave. Whoops. Bop, 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 bop. Yeah. Well, places of science usually do have a lot of really strict requirements. Like, for good reason. How am I supposed to get up there without a block? Come on, I know I can make this jump. Fine, I'll conjure a pickaxe. I could also use dig, but unlike my other spells, dig does cost mana. And that will fuck up my staff. Right. To the cave. You'll never take me alive, Drifter. It's a good amount of brown coal. Lignite, as they call it. Haha, Drifter hurt itself jumping down here to catch me. Let's see here. A ruined war fork. Some lime. Limonite. Oh, it's for yellow pigment. Alchemy stuff. Cracked ore vessel. Ooh, more bony soil. Humanoid carcass, which I wish I could pick up. I want me a humanoid carcass. I'm something of a humanoid carcass myself. Oop. I'm stuck. Actually, no, let's grab cobwebs. I usually just throw the spider webs away, but probably use them in my basement for decoration. Alright, not a whole lot in here, unfortunately. Aged limestone ashlar, though. Ashlar is always cool. And of course, it looks like the belly of the beast is bauxite. Ow, dick. Oh, and another ruin. Very oddly shaped one, too. Gonna keep doing what we're doing. Yeah, skeletons don't grow on trees. Oh, what is that? Oh, bismuth! Oh, a rotten tapestry. Will fall apart when broken, but I want rotten tapestries. Spider web, spider web. A forge, ruined lantern, some bones. Alright, so 2 interesting ruins. Nothing that cool down here, except a rotten tapestry, which I cannot have. Look at that, it's probably got fungus growing out of it. I want fungus. Is that actually it? I mean, easy come, easy go. Little high, little low. Any way the wind blows. Doesn't really matter to me. Let's get out of here. Alas, I lack resources to get out of here. Oh, my spiderwebs, no. I didn't see them there for some reason. It is neat that there's all these ruins under my house. Oh shit, no, that's not... What do I want to use? Whoop. Fuck. We're totally fine. Never punished. A lot of brown coal down here. A smarter NB would pick it up. I'm a dumber NB. I'm probably wondering how I could possibly be more dumb than myself somehow. Well, I'll never tell. That's my secret. I'm always dumb. Oh great, one of these fuckers. Ow. And it's dead. Rest in piss, shithead. Oh, fuck. Another one. It is weird that they're down here. What are water elementals doing underground? I hear a cock. Not a whole lot down here. Ow. And it's dead. I don't think shovels are supposed to be such good weapons. Do. Joy to the world that Bonnie's dead. We barbecued the head. Don't worry about the body, even though it had more meat on it. We flushed it down the toilet for some reason. Sounds pretty wasteful to eat just Barney's head and, like, flush the body with all the meat on it down the toilet. If I were any of those kids' parents, I would be disappointed. Waste not, want not. What if dinosaurs any good? It would probably just taste like chicken, though, and I find chicken to be extremely bland. Gotta season it a lot to make chicken even worth eating. I mean, I season, like, fish and steak as well. But I prefer fish, so it's better. Main reason I don't eat chicken is because I find them cute. Same reason most would not eat, like, a house cat. To be fair, I would not eat a house cat for the same reason. I'm just saying that also applies to chickens for me. I like how much brown coal I ignored earlier. You know, I'm like, well, there's nothing else down here. Brown coal has its uses. Almost said it has its useless. Right? Also, somebody that's like, oh, vegetarians shouldn't be eating fish. And I'm like, well, first of all, vegetarians usually aren't. Those are called pescatarians. And second of all, who cares that fish feel pain? Fish are probably assholes. I'm joking. Well, there is evidence that, quite like humans and other small animals, fish do like to play. But fish are also delicious, so... How do we get out of this cave? Ow. Rocks fall? Was nobody going to tell me this? I got in the cave. Yeah, here we go. Near this first dead guy. And we're out. It's already nighttime, but we're out. I like how I went through all that trouble, and all I really found were some spider webs and bones. Well, you can never have enough bones. Hex, are you in the, Aunt Satu's community Discord? It's fine if you aren't or don't want to be. Thinking of starting a book club. You are? Alright. I need people to read The Locked Tomb with me, otherwise I'll probably never read it myself. My original character, Satu Poetica, the Avali that I'm currently playing as, is a necromancer. That's totally fine. And my Avali is a space necromancer, specifically. So if somebody's like, oh, have you read The Locked Tomb? I'm like, no, I haven't. What's it about? And they're like, oh, it's like about lesbian space necromancers. And I'm like, you had me at space necromancers. And some people will be convinced simply at the word lesbian, so I can probably get somebody to read the book with me. Shipwright's blueprint. I'm not in a rush, but I should really do something with my pumpkins as well. Can I make fruit bread out of pumpkins? I mean, I can. Can I make fruit bars out of pumpkins? Fruit bar. Maple gelatin. And pineapple pieces. Oh, does the type of gelatin not matter? Waiting for it to cycle through isn't going to help. Pumpkin slice. Yes, you can make pumpkin fruit bars. I might do that. I still don't have a bone block, so I could just make gelatin out of the hundreds of bones I've got sitting around the place. Alright, so I've decided next stream will be all about making pumpkin fruit bars. And then after that, we lock the fuck in and we build ourselves a decent looking house. It doesn't need to look good. It just needs to A, be a house, and B, exist. Netherite. I've not been making any, but astrolith doesn't look terrible. It's just way too bright. Hard to make something look good with it. So all you also know about it is that it's about space necromancer lesbians? Yeah, I don't think this is gonna grow. I'll leave it. I'm confident that's dead. I think that during October and November, like in real life, I believe, might be October and November in game, you can actually use a hammer and chisel to carve pumpkins. It's just not a very good use for them. Alright, I should really end the stream. I gotta shower. And I would like to eat some actual food. So let's go ahead and end the stream over here next to my best buds. Alright. Fuck, shit. We'll just end the stream looking at them. So, if you've been hanging out, whether you're chatting or just lurking, I want you to know that you're appreciated. If you're watching this at some point in the future as a VOD and have somehow watched the entire thing, then you have the patience of a saint and are equally appreciated. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and fizzity farewell. Yeah, sorry Hex, I got shit to do. See ya, hopefully. I get some actual shit done next time I stream. I did a lot. I just didn't do anything productive.